Hey guys, this is Paul over here. I'm bringing you back my updated Dark Magician deck profile. So I figure since I haven't uploaded on a while, I wanted to bring you guys another Dark Magician deck. Last list I did was Dark Magician pure deck. This time is gonna be a branded Dark Magician deck. Been having better luck with this one since on the last ban list we got Mystic Might was banned, so there's almost no point on running a pure list. Well, there's still a point. I mean, you can Turbo Dragoon using Red Eyes Fusion, plus, I mean, you want to run the inside package. You can put some floodgates as well on that. It could work. It's just I don't like it as much. I prefer branded. I mean, you gotta run other cards, but branded is still pretty good. If you want to play Dark Magician, you can always try the pure list. You want to run Red Eyes Fusion on a bunch of floodgates like Ghostly Match, Torrential Tribute, or Rivalry, but I'm liking this branded list just because, I mean, if you're going first, it's all good, you're running floodgates, but it doesn't translate as well if you're running second. If you do want to run a version of the pure one, I recommend you run the Bestials. Bestials are pretty good. I've been testing it pure, running Bestials, and it's pretty good. In order to compete with decks like Tier, I do branded. I do recommend running Bestials. It's not as good in the flu matchup, but it's still pretty good. So you could do Bestials per Red Eyes Fusion, and you got yourself a good deck. I would love to run that version. It's just I don't have the Bestials. They're a little bit expensive right now. I don't want to pay 20 bucks each for each super rare. I feel like that's a little bit too much. So if I get a good deal, I might get them. If not, I would rather just wait. So without further ado, let's start with the profile. Start with the main deck first. Start with 2 Dark Magician. So this is pretty much standard. So there's not much to add. You always gotta run 2 Dark Magician. 1 is too little. 3 is too bricky. 1 Red Eyes. Yep, spoiler alert, we're running Red Eyes Fusion with branded as well. 2 Illusion of Chaos. 1 DMG, you can run mana. I like DMG. Timaya is a United Dragon. Gotta run a little teamy over here, so we so this is one of the ways we get into Dragoon. 3 Souls, 3 Rod, Fallen of Halvas for our branded fusion, and we're also running a small dogmatic package for the deck. We got Ecclesia, we also got Fleur de Lis. We got a monster negate over there. This engine is pretty good. I love running this engine, really. You have your Dogmatica cards, you have your Nadir Servants. I do recommend running this. Just because with Nadir Servant, we also running Garura with Super Poly. So it's almost like a Nadir Servant Engage each. Since we activate Nadir Servant, if we don't have Super Poly, we can discard Garura. And then that gives you a Ecclesia, and that lets you let us draw. That's really broken to me. So that's why I like running it. Let's get into the spells. Just like I said, probably around this last. Let's see. So 3 around the fusion. To get into our Dragoon, we can be using either a Lubellion or also Albion. If you're losing Lubellion, it would be Dark Magician from Fallen of Albas. If you're using Albion, you're using probably Dark Magician, Albas and plus Timayas, in case Dark Magician is already engraved. Other fusion cards. So we got now 3 Red Eyes Fusions. So I really like rolling these 2. I mean, it's almost like an inside package. I will run inside, I just don't have it, to be honest. I will consider running it. I don't have that hand at the moment. I don't feel like ordering it either. I don't know. I just like this. So just the logic here is you see Red Ice Fusion. I mean, it's just more ways to Dragoon. Brand Fusion solves explanatory. This gets you Dragoon. This gets you Dragoon. This gets you Dragoon in one card. This gets you Dragoon on 2 cards, because since you have to discard for Lubellium. Most of the time, let's see. Yes, I did run. One of the things you could do if you suspect your opponent running Ash, you can shotgun Brand Fusion if you want. You suspect he has Ash or he has played Ash before. And if you have Red Ice Fusion in hand, what you can do is if you get Ash in your Branded Fusion, you can still play Red Ice Fusion. Why? Because Branded Fusion, it only restricts you from playing fusion monsters. That's the restriction. So once you activate it, you're still under that restriction, but that doesn't matter because Red Ice Fusion will just get you Dragoon, which is a fusion monster as well. So that's something neat you can do. Other than that, I would just probably, if I have these 2 in hand, I would just still go for Red Ice Fusion and then maybe save this for follow-up. The other 3 broken 3-ups is Nadir Servant for our Dogmatic package. Preparation Rites for our Illusion of Chaos. 3 broken spells, Soul Servant, self-explanatory. This time we're running 2 circle. Put this out of the way. 2 circle. I like 2 circle. That was on the bandwagon with Losa. I'm running 1. I run 1 for a while, to be honest. I liked it. There were some times I wish I had 2. There's some times when I'm running 2 that I wish I just had 1. But I mean, it's not too bad. You can read it and run 1 or 2. It's this. No one's gonna kill you if you're on 2. No one. I mean, running 1 is not bad either. For now I'm just running 2, since I got the space. So now I'm running Salvation. Pretty good if you want to draw out of Souls. The other one of is Secrets of Dark Magic. I'm always on the fence on this card. It's good sometimes it just sucks to draw it. The only one good interaction that I really like if you're playing Branded is a board you can make. If you have this, so you have Branded Fusion, this, and you have Rod. Let's see, Rod, where are you? Rod. This is obviously a 3-card combo. Like everything on Dark Magician. There's no 1-card combos. The only one we have is Red Ice Fusion. So this will get Soul Servant. Right? Or Salvation. This will get you Eternal Soul. Let's say you go Red Ice Fusion. Red Ice Fusion, you get into Lubellion. Lubellion gets into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Since you have Dark Magician, Dragon Knight, and Lubellion, you can fuse those into Dragoon. So you have Dragoon, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and Rod will stretch you Eternal Soul or Salvation, so you can revive. In turn 2, you can revive your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So on turn 2, you have Dragoon, Dark Magician, Dragon Knight, plus Eternal Soul, and you still got 2 cards in hand, which is, I mean, for being Dark Magician, it's not bad, but obviously you do require 3 cards. So it will be Branded Fusion, 1 way to get to Secrets, and 1 way into getting into Eternal Soul. So that's the combo that I like. Have I pulled it off a few times? Not really. Well, yeah, a few times, but it's not consistent enough at all. But it's something that we can do. I wish it was more consistent. It would be pretty nice if we can consistently do Dark Magician, Dragon Knight, Eternal Soul, plus Dragoon. That's a really good board. You just can't make it enough times. I got Sober Poly. Really broken card. Not as good against Tier. Pretty good against Branded. Not, I mean, against Tier still pretty good. The thing is that if you go Super Poly against them, They still activate their effects, the fusion effects on Grave. Or if they have Rukalos or Kaleidohar, they can still come back. It's just, I mean, it's good on other matchups too. I mean, it's good against Tier. It's good against Branded. It's good against other matches just because we're running Karbura. And we're also running, where is it? My Dragon. So it's pretty flexible. So, I mean, it's pretty good card. You can run Floodgates. This is, I mean, you can change it for anything else. I just like running it. Upstart, self-explanatory. This and Soul Serpent is any Dark Magician card you want to add. Call about the Grave, broken one off. Magical Ice Fusion. I was not running this for a while. I do like it now. Even if we're not running Anaconda anymore, I mean, still, this card. So my Souls plus this card gets you Dragon. Or any way to get into Souls. So the idea is you go Souls, Dark Magician into Induk, then Magical Ice Fusion, and then you get into Dragoon. I mean, you don't have Dark Magician on Grave, but that's pretty good. I mean, 2 cards for Dragoon, another way into a Dragoon. That's what we want, and the last one is Eternal Soul. Oh, this is a very messy deck profile. Holy shit. Okay. Let's get into the extra deck. Alright, extra deck. Guess what? True again. That's never going to change. I think it is actually going to change, to be honest. I've been testing it on this, what's it called? Building Nexus. I play against Kashichira a few times, and I've been getting really pissed. Just because they have that, the number 89 Exceed. They play it with the new support they're getting, it's just totally broken. First turn, if they play first, they are at least banishing one of these all the time. Once they see the extra deck, they see the Dragoon, they're like, oh nope, let's get it out of the way. And if they go turn 2, I mean, that's already 1 Dragoon off. So sometimes we get into 2nd Dragoon most of the time. So that's not good. So maybe, I mean, post Photon Hypernova, we might have to run 3 Dragoon, just in case we burst Kashichiras. So the Dark Magicians, I don't go to this enough to justify it. I mean, we still is there just in case, but the Dark Magicians, to be honest, is not a bad card. The problem is, the way I see it is that we can only get into maybe 1 fusion per turn. If we had a way to maybe get into 2 or 3 fusions per turn, just like other fusion decks do, I mean, this will be nice. I mean, if we consistently can do Dragoon and Dark Magician, I mean, turn 1, we get a draw, plus we got a negate. That's not bad. The thing is that if we want to get into this, we might not be able to get into Dragoon. Same thing goes for Dark Magician and Dragon Knight. The problem is that this is a really good card, actually. But I wish we had a way like having a 1 or 2 card combo where we get into this 2 and possibly this 3. So 1 by itself sucks. 1 by itself, Dark Magician Dragon Knight sucks unless you have Eternal Soul, Circle, and I don't know, let's say, Skill Drain, no, another Floodgate. So you have this protects your back row, plus you, every time he comes back, you banish something. That's not bad, I guess. This is the best out of the 3, obviously. You always want to go this first most of the time. But I wish Dark Magician had a way, obviously like a fusion spell or something, where we can consistently get this out. Turn 1, maybe this 2 or this 3, turn 1. That'll be broken. So I don't think people said, obviously, that we don't have any good fusion cards. We relatively, I mean, they're not broken. The only broken one is Dragoon. But if we were able to consistently get these 3 out somehow in the future, that will make Dark Magician a little more relevant. The thing is that that's nearly impossible right now. We can only choose to do 1. And for now, we're always gonna choose Dragoon, obviously. So we got 2 Dragoon, 1 Dark Magician. So Lubellion Albion. This is for branded. Discard 1. You get Dragoon, no discard, but you need a light on grave. It does come up if Dark Magician's already on grave. You can use that, so you don't have to discard. It comes up, I mean, doesn't come up as often. You should probably be running Mirror Jade since you're running these 2, but I'm not running it. So Garura and my Dragon, super poly targets, no more to explain, they're broken. And links, so we're gonna go the link ones. Imdok, pretty good. Run this instead of Link Spider. You have this, you don't have the space. Artemis, pretty good for Rod. Self-explanatory. Relinquish Anima. I mean, I'm thinking about cutting this. I mean, it's not coming up as often. Every time I go to locals, I mean, people are pretty competitive. They know how to play their sums well. Does it come up? Yes. Does it come out often? No. So I'm thinking about maybe playing Mirror Jade, or I don't know, maybe another super poly target. Like, what is it? Dragosopelia, that's probably, or Starbeam Venom. I'm still thinking, but for now, this is what I have. Maybe Link Spider, you want to run another linked one in case you get Nibiru or something like that. Link 2's the only one dark, just because it's obviously broken. Link 3's BLS and Celine. So I mean, last week I went to locals. I burst. What was it? First round was Sprite. Sprite clapped me. It was 2-1. It was a close matchup. He won the first, I won the second, thanks to Skill Dream plus Secret Village. Third matchup, I lost. I think it was due to time. Yep. So second matchup was against so first was Sprite. Second was Branded. Yes. So Branded lost the first one. He won first. It was hard to out his board. Branded is just getting really good with the Bestials and everything. With the new support they're getting now, post Photon Hypernova in the future, I think if Tyr gets hit, that's probably gonna be the one or the second best deck. And on the third matchup, that went to Draco Slayers. So Draco Slayers and a lot of decks right now, they like to running or going into Baguska. So I'm seeing a lot of people playing Baguska, and for people who don't know the card, when he goes into defense position, he turns everything into defense. And that's pretty annoying. You can't activate the effects. Well, you can activate the effects, but they don't resolve. If I'm not mistaken. And that's a pretty annoying card to out. One of the ways you can is, I mean, running BLS. I mean, get 3 monsters on board, which is not too bad with Branded Dark Magician, since you also have the extenders with the Dematica package. It's not too bad going over here, going to BLS, and I mean, you can out Baguska pretty easily, or any other. You went into Baguska Necrobally, which is, as you know, Necrobally is also pretty good right now. So the idea, I run into Baguska with this and banish his Necrobally. So this is it's a pretty good option. Not the best one. I do like running BLS, to be honest. It's a pretty card. I like it. And last one, obviously, access code to DeCk. Right, that's good. Side deck. This depends on your meta, obviously. So my locals, there's some Sprite players, there's some tier players, there's some branded players. There was a guy playing Sorcerer, so it's pretty meta, to be honest. I think maybe one or 2 player broke like me, but everybody else plays meta, so it's kind of hard to compete. There's only 3 duels per. We're only doing 3 duels, so I'm maybe getting 2 wins, maybe 1 at the most. It's not easy, to be honest. 3 skill drain. Really good card. I think this card belongs on the side deck. If you go first and you draw it, broken. If you don't, if you're going second and you draw it, not as good. Still good, not as good though. So I think for now I'm just playing it on the side deck. 3 skill range. So this is gonna go first with the going first cards, I guess. Yep, let's go going first. Rivalry, I like it. That's pretty good. I mean, still debating if I want to run this against Gosen. I'm kind of testing. I like Rivalry for now. Probably should run Gosen instead. I don't have the space, but I mean, it's working pretty well. That's going first. Oh yes, and so also we also running Necrobally, Necrobally, Secret Village, and Terraforming. Terraforming to getting into this too, depending on the matchup. Necrobally is pretty good if you're playing against Tier or something like that. This is pretty good. I was thinking about also adding maybe I forgot the zombie card, the field spell. I always forget that card. Just in case we go against Flu. But I mean, I wanted to just try Necrobally since it covers a lot of matchups like the Tier matchup. Secret Village, self-explanatory. I mean, the idea, like every other Dark Magician player will tell you. Right now, don't like playing it first. Playing on the main deck just because you draw it and going second sucks a little bit. If you're going obviously, if you're going first, you know you're going first. Game 2, yeah, go for it. I mean, just play it. It's broken. If you see it this plus Red Eyes Fusion or Branded and they don't stop you, you're probably winning that match. I think against the Sprite player, that's how I won, yeah. Having Secret Village, he couldn't play spells, he couldn't play his starter, his mashers. So he was pretty locked. So yeah, broken cards. Going second cards, Dark Ruler. I'm thinking about switching this, maybe putting Lightning Storm. Just because, I mean, since Dragoon going second, let's say you have this and Red Eyes Fusion. The idea is to negate Red Eyes Fusion in case they have a Baron, they have a Omni Negate on board. Go Red Eyes Fusion then, but you can pop the monsters, but there's for sure you can't OTK on that turn just because you play that ruler no more. So I'm thinking about playing, this is still a good card, but thinking about playing on Lightning Storm instead. And Evenly Match, that's the only one I'm not quite sure what to do. I think one of these two needs to go away if you're going second. Maybe for Lightning Storms, because the whole thing is that, I mean, Evenly Match is good, but you also lose your battle phase. Same thing with Dark Ruler no more. I mean, you can attack, you can get rid of the board, but they can build it next turn. Not as powerful, I understand, but the idea is to deal almost lethal damage with Dragoon out, and maybe another monster with its 2 pops, then attack, then hopefully be able to win the match from there. But yep, that's probably something that I will try to get in. Maybe in the next list. Next list, I'm probably going. I mean, it's gonna be maybe with the Bestials. I really like the Bestials. So one of the Magnamud, it lets you add Timaeus, which is kind of cool. It also lets you add the other Bestial monsters, which are broken. Like I said, they're a little bit expensive. I mean, I don't want to pay $20 for one, to be honest, but I might have to in the future. But yeah, that's my deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. I mean, I don't know, give it a like if you like the video. I really like doing videos like this, just every now and then. I'm not gonna do it consistently, but every time that I feel like I have another deck, I will try to post it. But if you have any questions regarding the profile or I mean, if you see anything that I can improve, obviously there are a lot of things I could improve on this list. A lot. Maybe one of them I was thinking is running a louver to add the branded fusion, obviously, so it's a little more consistent. I just don't want to play more. You just don't want to play that many branded cards. That's just me, man. I mean, I like Dark Magician. I'm ready. I mean, I like branded, but I wish I could play a little more pure, but I know that doesn't compete. Man, it's just the way it is with Dark Magician. You want to be able to compete, but you need to play other cards, but that's the way it is. Alright, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.